Welcome to this video on how to apply a texture to any object or face in Maya. In this video, we're going to be using AiStandardSurface, which is good for our Arnold renderer, but this can apply to other textures such as a Pixar surface. I've got my sphere selected in the viewport, and I've got my attribute editor open on the right-hand side. If your attribute editor is not present, you might double check these little tabs on the right, or simply go up here and find the third of 5 icons. To apply a texture or material, I would hold right-click and go to Assign New Material, and then here go to Arnold and AiStandardSurface. The reason we have our attribute editor open is to see all these options on the right-hand side. If you happen to click off of the object and then click back on, you'll notice that your attribute editor might go to a different tab. If that's the case, then you need to look for AiStandardSurface here. This is also another very good reason that you should probably name your material when you know what it's going to be. So if I know that this is going to be a bouncing ball material, I can simply name this ball. And now the tab will reflect it in the attribute editor. If you have a lot of tabs up here and you see a little white arrow that goes left or right, you may have to scroll to find it. To change the color of my material, all I have to do is click on the color box and change the color. If it gives you a warning message about changing the color in the lab, just click no that you don't want to see that message again, and it should let you select the color. From this moment, or from this menu rather, you can change the different values of the texture or material that you've applied. If you want it to be less shiny, you can take the specular weight down, or if you want it to reflect a different color, you can change the color. Transmission and subsurface have to do with reflecting and refracting light, and those are fun options. You also have options for the coat of the color, the sheen, and emission, which is actually the glow. So if I take the emission weight up to 15, which is really stinking bright, and then I render it, there is our sphere emitting a very bright light. Just a fun option you can play with if you're wanting your objects to be light emitters. You also have presets in the top right-hand corner. We've gone over these and used these in class before, but just a reminder of where they are. If I wanted to do wax, let's say, replace. If you want to blend it in, you can choose a blend option, but normally you want to just replace. And you'll notice that it's pink. If I wanted to change the preset on, or the color on a preset, that's perfectly fine. I could make it a green wax now. No matter the preset, you can always change the variables. What the preset is a set of mathematical calculations as to what this material would reflect or look like in real life. So if I wanted to do gold and replace it, and then I throw in a light from Arnold Lights and Skydome Light, and then render it, I can see the gold material there, which is very reflective. Or if I wanted to do blood and then re-render, it would look like blood. But again, the white light kind of washes it out. So feel free to play with a lot of these different options. The weight is going to be like the matte color, so like the solidness of it is the base. But that's how you apply a material to an entire object. If I wanted to apply a material just to a set number of faces, that's also available. I can just right click and go to face and hold down tab to select my little target. And I'm just going to select all these faces here. And I could do the same process. Go to Assign New Material, Arnold, AiStandardSurface, and you'll notice that those faces are now different. And again, this is why we also named the material earlier, because if I wanted to name this ball 2 and then give it a preset of bubble and replace it, if I clicked on that face, you would see ball and ball 2. If I made a different object in the scene and wanted to apply that same material, ball 1 or ball 2, to the cone, I could hold right click and go down to assign existing material, ball, and ball 2. So if I wanted blood or if I wanted the bubble, that's what it would be.